G'day, my name's Tomo and welcome back to another episode of Tomo's Tune-Ups. On this episode, we're talking about the classic Mini or Moke front upper repair arm kit available from Minisport. So, like the rear trailing arm repair kit, it does come in a pretty old school sort of box, which is really cool. Now, it does come with a few things as well, so we'll get to that in just a second. The most important thing is this here. This is just a locking plate to make sure that you refit it and it locks it into place and prevents the whole thing moving when you're tightening it up. So this is an important part to make sure that you use when you rebuild the top arms. So once again, there are a few parts inside this, just like there were inside the rear trailing arm kit that we looked at in a previous episode. So let's just open this up and have a bit of a look. So essentially, we have a main shaft, which is this piece here. We have two nuts, one on either side, along with two spring washers on either side. And then we have two thickness washers as well. It is imperative to make sure that these washers go the right way. And you can check it out in the video listed above in which I show you how to do it. We then have two needle roller bearings, which are these two here, and then two dust seals as well. Now, this does need to be greased like many other components on a classic Mini or even a modern day vehicle on a regular basis. Failure to do so is that this will cause the arm to seize and therefore won't work. You'll get noises, suspension issues. Worst case scenario, the bearings collapse, it gets stuck, and before you know it, you're stuck on the side of the road. So, like I said before, it is a wear and tear item and does need to be re-greased at a regular interval. I generally do mine every 3,000 to 5,000 kilometers, depending how much I'm driving or what sort of conditions I'm going in. You can buy the grease nipple separate, which sits inside the control arm itself. You can either get a straight or a bent one. The bent one is a lot easier to do, especially because it is in a bit of a tighter spot compared to the rear trailing arm. So this is something that over time it does wear because the shaft sits in the middle and the arm is moving up and down all the time. So if you're finding that you're having any sort of control arm issues and you're unsure about it, for the cost of it listed below, you might as well just change it. There's no harm in doing so. So because these are needle roller bearings, you do need to be super careful installing these, but also removing them. Failure to do so will cause the bearings to fail and it won't operate correctly. These are pretty easy to do. You can do it yourself with minimal tools. You can see those in videos in which I've done on my channel previously. So make sure you get yourself one of these if you're pulling out the top control arms and you do need to replace them. They are the same on both classic Minis and Mokes. So make sure to check out the full range at minisport.com.au and we'll see you right here on another episode of Tomo's Tune-Ups.